Welcome back. In the previous part, we had a little conversation about the firmament and all potential ideas of what could be going on with like a barrier around Zemuria and all this type of stuff. But now we're going to be talking about something that is sort of...
What's one of Ouroboros' archaisms doing here?
We'll need to secure it along with the area.
Let's just break the damn thing!
Something relevant to our world as well that I feel is actually happening here. Because there's several elements to like computing in our world. And there's a certain thing called Moore's Law, where it's like it's the number of transistors, I think, in like a CPU. Processing power, essentially, is increasing twice... Was it twice every year? I can't remember like the exact specifics of Moore's Law, but basically it's like it's increasing at a steady rate. And eventually it should get to a point where technology will reach a point where it's like AIs will be born that are as smart as humans, and then as a result of that, they'll advance way beyond us very, very fast. And that point, again, with like how I gone about with quantum physics, by the way, very basic this. I'm making it very, very basic. I don't want to say I'm dumbing it down, I'm just trying to make it very simple. Which is dumbing it down, but you know what I mean. I'm not trying to make it like... anyway. Like, you know what I'm on about. Right, so, the idea being that it's like, technology will eventually reach a point where AI will take over. Not in necessarily a malicious way, just a sort of like, in terms of, they'll be smarter than us. And then everything will get faster from there on out in regards to like processing and stuff like that, because they'll build better AIs, they'll build better things and stuff like that. It's just... If you want to look it up, I would recommend it. It's like, it is a possibility for our future. It could be 10 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, but it's like, it's probably going to happen in some regard. This technological singularity, computing singularity, it's generally just called the singularity, essentially. It's just going to reach that point. Now, why am I talking about that? I feel that's going to happen here because we've been seeing across like sky to here how fast the technology has been growing. Like super fast, right? I keep pointing out like they are advancing way too fast. Like they almost can't keep up with their own technological developments. And maybe they're going to reach a point where they create things that are as smart as them. And then it's like, wait, haven't they actually kind of done that already? I mean, we got Altina in the group. She's an artificial construct. That's the kind of thing we're thinking here. So it's like, are they going to reach a point where technology is going to surpass them? Is this strangely going to end up with a sort of like artificial constructs versus people kind of idea going on? Is that where the story could be potentially going? And maybe it has already happened before. Maybe what the Great Collapse was actually technology reaching a singularity point, and they basically were like, we're gonna get screwed, we have to dismantle everything, and hide that fact. That could be a possibility. Again, this is me spitballing ideas, this isn't me thinking definitely this is what's gonna happen or anything like that, but it's just that case of that could be something that could be in the future.
That's the last one. Try and head directly to your destination.
But then there's that issue of like...
I found some treasure!
How are these artificial constructs becoming so human-like, essentially? How are they becoming so free-thinking? Like, even Peter Mate was just basically a simple robot, and he gained sentience. How? And that could actually be tying into the Septium Veins part of what I was talking in the previous part. Maybe they're drawing information from that, and that's how they're becoming more human. Like, think Kia. How she became so
human.
human.
Spot for a break.
Like, she became really, really human, right? To the point where, like, she is human now. How did she achieve that? By the information gathered through the Pleroma grass, which was through the Septium Veins. It's like, if artificial constructs can do that, they could supplant the humans, essentially, which could lead to wars and stuff like that. that could be an issue in and of itself. And especially because, like, if you get an artificial construct, like, thinking further there, if you get something that could tap into all the knowledge, like, if we're going all, like, with some of the theories and ideas I've had in the past coming together here, if you have an artificial construct, like, say, like, Kia, that has access to all the knowledge in the Septium veins, you would be a god again. Like, but even higher than Kia. And there is that issue of, like, if you have all the knowledge of the humans, you could potentially control them? Because you'd have all their knowledge, you know how things would proceed, you know how things would go. Like, you'd know how people would react and stuff like that, and you'd have sort of like a prediction analysis. That's where I think that's going. I've spoken about that before in ideas as well, but it's like, I feel that actually ties more into where things are going in terms of the singularity idea. I feel like that's where it's going, if that makes sense at all. And I feel that ties into what I was saying in the previous part. So it's sort of like a more catch up on ideas I mentioned previously being brought into that idea, the connection to what I said in the previous part with the firmament and the Septium veins there. It's like these are basically the two possibilities I've got thinking in my head. There's just so many thoughts and ideas and possibilities with this. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is why I love this series, though. It's just, you can get so many thoughts and ideas out of this. And I can't even get into, like, the idea of, like, timelines, because that's another thing in of itself. But yeah, let's proceed on to the boss. Yeah, just What's that sound? It's above us. Pale Apache S. Doesn't look pale to me. A flying archaism? I've seen this type before. They're called Pale Apaches. The Society sent them to attack LeBeau. Technically, it's the archaism we captured after the Society let them run wild in the Northern War. I've improved both its firepower and mobility. It can now fight off invaders even when confined to a limited space. You made it stronger? Crazy old bastard. Why would you do that? I warned you. They need to be able to handle this. Let's see how well your Class 7 does with Tita. This will be the last of our 3-month operational testing. Bring it on. You guys ready? I am. Let's turn this hunk of metal into scrap. Look out for attacks from above. The key to this battle is working with the orbital gear. Are you ready, Tita? Ready? Maximum output. I'll help.
Be on guard. It's strong.
So. That's a shame we got a crit right at the start.
Not today.
So what I'm thinking is maybe.
I'm going.
This is what's going on with the tests, you see. With our Ouroboros. Maybe they're seeing how far they can develop an artificial construct, like the ions. And it turns out they can develop them quite far. And that's probably what they've been testing.
Hidden activate! Good luck, everyone!
Thanks.
Thanks for the help!
Like this whole idea of like, where is something like the Zero Child and stuff like that. I don't think there is one. I don't think it's that simple. I don't think there's another thing that they've created or something like that that they're testing to see if it works. I think they're just testing if they can use the collective will that's in the veins.
Rest in peace! It's down!
Keep it up!
In order to use that itself
It's my turn!
as a weapon? Maybe to fight off...
Azure wings!
If we're going the idea like the firmament is weakening, maybe our Ouroboros is sort of like preparing everyone for that. And maybe building weapons and stuff and trying to use the collective wills that are left Maybe they're trying to build some kind of like a giant weapon or something to fight off whatever is coming?
There!
Don't know.
Now, let's dance!
Just got so many like little ideas of where this series could go.
I ain't done with you yet!
In terms of like I was saying with like the idea of like timelines and stuff like that. I have seen the opening for a certain game that's going to be released soon in the Trails series.
Sweet dreams.
And I have a strong suspicion we're going to get into looking at
I'm going.
the Time Septarian very soon. I say very soon. In the grand scheme of things, very soon. For us, 4
Sorry.
years probably. You know, it's got to get translated. We've got other games coming first.
My chance.
Too slow!
I'm going.
But yeah, there's just so many ideas popping
As
around in
your
my head, and
wings
it's like
shoot!
trying to settle on any of them at this point. Like, nah, that ain't happening. Like that, maybe they're trying to build like a giant freaking cannon to shoot at
turn.
something? Or maybe there's something else going on. I feel like it's that sort of thing, like,
Strike!
I feel I'm at the end of my theories
It's
in
my
terms of
turn.
like, and even discussions and stuff like that, and what I can
As your
foresee
wings
and all that type of stuff, because it's like I'm waiting for the next piece of information.
It's my turn now.
And that's what I think is going on for me, is that
Strike!
I feel
Wind blade
I'm
formation.
close to something, but I don't know what.
Yes.
And I can feel it, and it's like, I just need that little bit more, Falcom. Just give it to me. And it's probably in Cold Steel 4,
Thank you.
Thanks.
where I can be like, ah,
My turn.
Just, ooh, I love this series. Clearly not for me, though, clearly. And again, I love hearing your guys' theories as well. So it's like anything you've got, anything, any thoughts, anything you think, well, maybe it could be this. Just throw them out in the comments. I want to see what you guys are thinking is going on right now. Up to Cold Steel 3. Don't try and include anything from Cold Steel 4 or later because, you know, spoilers, it'll ruin the fun. The whole point is the fun of us having this back and forth, discussing things, thinking ideas. Again, that's what I freaking love about this series. I'm so happy, I'm so grateful I'm in this position. I mentioned it in Cold Steel 2, like the whole thank you guys. Thank you
I'm going.
for being there on this journey with me, because it's been so
Sorry.
much fun. And we still got loads to go.
It's
This is
down.
the thing, it's like, yeah, we're going to eventually get to a point where Cold Steel 4 is done,
I got this.
but we do have other games coming. We are going to redo Muta, because with an official translation,
Keep it up.
there may be things there that are very
Very
more
well.
sort of interesting. Let's put it like that. Because there's conjecture from that, obviously, but it's like
Heat's
having
down.
an official
Keep going.
translation. Well, that could have implications. It depends what's like said in it or anything like that. So it's like,
Now's our chance.
we shall see. So we're obviously going to be redoing that at some point.
My turn.
From Crossbow Games, probably looking at just maybe like the Toa scenes and the Una stuff and all that kind of things going on. And then we've got Reverie at some point in the future, which is a way off. The plan basically, if you didn't pick up on like what I was saying in my community bit on YouTube, the plan is basically to go back to SMT. By the way. Yeah, we're going back to Shin Megami Tensei. I feel like I've cooled off in terms of my anger towards that series, which is justified. If you remember what happened. Justified. Anyway. Like I said, leave comments with thoughts and ideas and all that type of stuff, and like where you think this series is going, like potentially way in the future, like to games that aren't even out or even thought about yet. Where do you think the series is going? Because I'd be intrigued. I'd be intrigued. I think we won. Looks like it. That was nothing, is what I'd like to say. Professor certainly has a knack for creativity. I had no idea he was going to do all this. Hey, at least we won. Think about it. We beat an Archaism without Instructor Reen. You did well. Well done. That enemy was the absolute hardest these trials had to offer so far. You pulled through without guidance from me. You made your own decisions, trusted in each other. Class 7, thank you for showing me what you're made of. You should be proud. Whoa, instructor. Huh. Now regarding your orbital gear, I believe you know what I'm going to say. Yes, sir. If I made a few tweaks here and there, I would have achieved smoother and more coordinated movement. Still painful in comparison to Grandpa and Mom. No need to state the obvious. That said, you've done the minimum to pass your trial. Keep working at it. Of course, that's high praise and encouragement from him. Thank you, Professor. You were great, Tita. If he's going to try and be nice, he could also try sounding nice. That's asking too much of him. Oh yes, I almost forgot. The level 4 trial is now officially complete. I'll be waiting at the entrance. Alright, time to head back. It'll be a while before our next one, I'm guessing. Knowing the Professor, he already has the next one brewing. Hey, don't jinx us. Too late for jinxing. It'll probably happen soon. I'll let you know if I hear anything. Ooh. A Luna gear. Gear? Alright, let's heal up. To be sure. It's probably only going to be soldats now, isn't it, if I remember correctly? Again, it doesn't matter if I do turbo though, it's very strange. I've got the toggle back on now. I had to redo all my Steam settings. Ugh. I hate when it does that. It's random. It's annoying. And they should be waiting for us back on the first floor. Shall we return? End the trial. As expected, Rean and Professor Schmidt were waiting for the group. They gave each of the students their feedback and suggestions before dismissing them for the day.
Thank you, everyone in Class 7. I was able to get a bunch of good data thanks to you.
No, it is us who should be thanking you. It was a valuable experience.
Once you're done fine-tuning that thing, let me take it for a spin.
You're too big, Ash. Actually, I would really appreciate it if each of you tested it out individually. I can't have all the data be for me or it'll end up skewed.
Feel free to ask us anytime.
Good luck with the final touches, Tita!
Thanks.
I'll go put the orbital gear away now. Thank you for everything, Instructor Rean. Likewise, thank you for helping out Class 7. Are you going to make your adjustments right away? I sure am. First off, I'll disassemble all the parts and... Fourth Disciple, you haven't forgotten, have you? Huh? Oh, that's right. The manual is arriving today. We'll be starting in 2 days, so you have until then. You're free to make adjustments until then, but you must also devote time to reading through the manual. Understood. Please excuse me. The manual? For what, Professor? It's for the Panzer Soldat training exercises. You will have access to a special practice machine for a limited time. Special practice machine? You'll hear the details tomorrow. It's nothing to concern yourself with. Anyway, the past trials have supplied me with more than sufficient data. I already have ideas for further options. I see. There won't be any new levels for a while then. Not until my planned extensions are complete anyway. You've been at least somewhat useful, so I'll call upon you when they are ready. You and your students had best be prepared. We should take our schedules into consideration more, but thank you, Professor Schmidt. I feel like the trials here have helped both Class 7 and T to grow a lot. On top of that, you've helped with researching the ion and fixing Valimar's sword. Stop it, there's no need to thank me. The only reason I'm here is to satisfy my own intellectual curiosity. Nothing more, nothing less. Intellectual curiosity. You mean about Ouroboros, the Black Workshop and the Divine Knights? Oh, you're half right. The Society continues to produce archaisms with technology beyond human knowledge. Yeah, don't they just? The Black Workshop, who are possibly the gnomes, are involved with the creation of combat shells, artificial humans, and the Divine Knights. It goes without saying that a lot of them are annoyances, but as research subjects, they are more than adequate. Though it seems they allowed you, the Ashen Knight, and the Black Rabbit to slip through their grasp. Well, Altina and Valimar don't remember anything from when they were created. And this Ochre power of mine, I don't care about that. The only thing that interests me is the link between you and the Divine Knight. Jeez, this guy has some serious tunnel vision. But aren't you planning to make a new type of Panzer Soldat with all the data you've gathered? There have been upgraded versions since the Civil War, but there haven't been any completely new models. The development of those machines has been out of my hands since they started making modifications. And why should I care? Panzer Soldats aren't even my invention to begin with. If anyone wishes to make a new one, they can do as they please. What? Wait a minute, you didn't invent Panzer Soldats? I thought you said you made them by referencing the Ashen Knight. I used the ancient robot Ordine and the Society's archaisms as a reference point, and then designed a frame that could be mass-produced even with the Reinfeld Company's technological capabilities. Afterward, I drew up plans for several models, and oversaw the completion of the Draken prototype a few months back. Invention, design, and development are three completely different things. I was only ever involved with design and development. It's in the design phase that I referenced the joint functions of the Azure Knight and archaisms. Someone else came up with the basic concepts for the 5 models of Panzer Soldat. What? Who could have... The time is nigh.
I found them among the notes that fool left behind after the accident 10 years ago. It was obviously a dissertation he intended to submit to me. That is why I agreed to Kyan's request 4 years ago. I fleshed out the design on the notes and made it reality. I wanted my foolish disciple's final work to see the light of day.
Name of the game, everyone? The time for the briefing was fast approaching, so afterwards, Reen headed straight for the technical conference room. What's wrong, Reen? Look a bit down. Did something happen at the keep? That the students tested the orbital gear all by themselves. No, it's not that. They did a good job today. It's just... Hey, Toa, have you been able to get a hold of George recently? I heard he's finally managed to join the lab at the Institute of Technology. He's been really busy lately due to his status as a special research student. I see.
I found them among the notes that fool left behind after the accident 10 years ago. It was obviously a dissertation he intended to submit to me.
I feel like I've heard that recently.
That is why I agreed to Kyan's request 4 years ago. I fleshed out the design on the notes and made it reality. I wanted my foolish disciple's final work to see the light of day.
Professor's first apprentice. Franz Reinfeld. I wonder whether I should ask Alicia about this. My apologies for the wait. Was there some hold-up? It would seem we have a few guests today. Now come in. Well, don't mind if I do. The Purple Lightning Lady. Fee and Laura too. Hey, long month no see. I do believe it's been a couple of months since last we met. Who'd have thought we'd have ourselves a mini reunion like this so soon? How come...
It's been some time. It's a pleasure to see you again, Rean, Miss Herschel. But seeing as how I'm not yet acquainted with all of you here, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Victor Arsaid. I am the Viscount of Legram, a town in southeastern Erebonia. I am also the Captain of the Courageous. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. I do like him. Ding ding. Holy crap, never thought I'd get to meet the Radiant Blade Master himself. I assure you, the honor's all mine. Ah yes, I've heard about you from both my daughter and Sarah. I'm grateful to you for lending your aid at the branch campus. Well, I wouldn't say I do all that much. Judging from the fact that both the Viscount and Sarah are here, I suppose the next location for our field exercises must be a pretty special place, huh? Correct. I'm sure our shorter than usual prep period tipped you off, but our next set of field exercises will take place in Heimdall and the surrounding areas. As our location is only 30 minutes away by train, we will depart the morning of, instead of the evening before. It's this time of year when the capital celebrates the summer festival. During the celebration, even the courageous will be deployed on high alert. Since their duty coincides with our field exercises, I asked them to come meet with us. I see, but why is Sarah and Fee here too? Were Ouroboros or the Jaeger Corps sighted? No, the opposite actually. Zephyr, the Red Constellation, Nidhogg, all of them. Even the Corps in the eastern half of the Empire have gone silent. Same can be said of Ouroboros and the Black Workshop. There have been no sightings of the Starritter or the Masked Man either. Yeah, but it's looking like we've got a completely different problem on our hands now. What now? I will explain. It appeared that enemy forces have been infiltrating Heimdall on large scale. Seems like they've got even more military strength than our friends in Ouroboros. Military strength comparable to Erebonia's. But there's only one place that could be. Country to the east. We cannot name this country at present. The Heimdall Military Police and the Railway Military Police will, of course, increase security around the capital. However, I mean, you've basically said everything but their name. Why would you not say their name? A consensus was reached between the Imperial Government, Heimdall City Hall, and the Imperial family, as well as the Crimson Wings and Thors. As a result, you'll be requiring assistance from these three and the Bracer Guild. What? I thought the Bracer Guild was restricted in Erebonia. Yeah, those restrictions are going to be lifted. In return, the Bracers shall patrol the area around Heimdall, defending it from any enemy attack that may occur. I shall be joining them in this task. I see. Does that include the 2 guild branches in Heimdall that were closed down? Yeah, I don't know how serious they are about this, but it seems like we're gonna get the go-ahead. But permission or no, if there's even a chance these punks are going to go around hurting people and destroying lives, there's no way we can just stand by. All those Bracers are like that. I gave HQ over in Le Mans State of Ring, and they agreed to help out too. That said, there's still a bunch of little stuff they gotta iron out. In any event, that is the current situation. Viscount, Celestine, regardless of what the government decides, I have no objection to the 3 of us fighting together. May I ask for your decision on the matter now? Very well. The Courageous has no objections. Yeah, none from us either. Yeah, I'll pass this along to the higher-ups. Guess you got a lot on your plate now, huh? It'd be such a relief having you all there with us. Agreed. Thank you for all your help, everyone. Now, we need to prepare. Apologies, Instructor Herschel, but we'll be needing a travel plan ASAP. Yes, of course. Please excuse me. Well, I'm sure you will have loads to catch up on, so I'll make myself scarce. Later. My most sincere apologies for not greeting you earlier. It has been quite some time, Master. 5 years since we last saw each other, I believe. You've come a long way since then. You brought your swordsmanship to new heights by training under both the Vander and Arseid schools. I am honored to call one such as you my disciple. Thank you for your kind words. He was your father's disciple? Yes, that is correct. Huh, he's totally different now than when we met at the Naval Fortress. Yeah, you can really tell they're master and disciple. Oh, whatever is the matter? Oh, don't worry about us. It's been a while, Viscount. About a year, I think? Let's see you doing well. It would appear you, too, have grown much since last we met. I have no doubt Master Kafai would be delighted to see you now. Well, I've still got a lot of growing ahead of me. And I didn't expect to see Instructor Sarah, much less Laura and Fee. Sure, Fee will be fighting as a bracer, but Laura, you, No, I will not be there as a crew member of the Courageous. I'll be going to Heimdall as a temporary assistant for the guild. We've been really working our asses off. Scraping together enough bracers hasn't exactly been a cakewalk. Tovo's gonna be our middleman on the Courageous, though, so that's a load off my mind. 'Cause you'd be more help in battle, right? No, that's rather rude to Tova, wouldn't you say? Laura, I've heard that you, too, have mastered the final art of the Arseid school. We have ourselves a splendid opportunity now. Would you like to show me? Is that alright? But of course, we are fellow disciples. Besides, you've heard, haven't you? About the warrior Schwarzer and I traded blows with the other day. The Steel Maiden, St. Liana herself. Yeah, her aura practically had living legend written all over it. Well then, I ask that you lend me your aid. My fellow disciple, Master of the Vander School and great general. She whose power has been recognized by the legendary maiden. I will challenge you the Golden Rakshasha. Excellent. However, before that...
It's been 10 years since I first became your disciple. I believe I've finally earned this right. Today will be the day I test myself against the most powerful blade in all the Empire, and rise above him. I challenge you, Radiant Blade Master, Victor S. Arseid.
Golden Rakshasa, Aurelia Le Guin, I accept your challenge.
My God. It's the name of the game, everyone.